She was once in a lifetime rare, gifted, talented, classy singer and entertainer. The essential Roberta Flack. Tyrone Bowman live. Welcome to the program on tonight and welcome to the conversation. You know, I get my information from a variety of sources, from the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and so many other noted magazines and periodicals, because I like to bring a variety of flavor, quote unquote, to my viewing and listening audience. This is a program where individuals can come and you don't really get the fluff on this channel because I'm a conversationalist, I'm an interviewer, broadcaster, and commentator, and soon to be, well, I'll talk about the legal part another time. Well, so let's talk about Roberta Flack on tonight. On this past Monday, Roberta Flack, she passed away. So this evening, I'm going to talk about the New York Times article entitled "In 11 Songs, The Essential Roberta Flack." So this article was written by Ben Cesario. So let's get down to it. Let's start talking about it. It's a nice little stock photo of the late Roberta Flack. You can see it for yourself, see? So let's talk about it on tonight. This is according to the New York Times, the February 26th edition. At a New York concert in 1997, Roberta Flack referred to her voice as a, quote, blessed instrument, close quote. For generations of listeners, it was just that, a spellbinding force that could be cool or luxurious, or swell with suggestive power, often in the same song. Flack, who died on Monday at age 88, began her career as a school teacher with a solid grounding in both classical music and black church singing. She ended up one of the supreme voices of the 1970s, scoring multiple #1 hits that established her as a star of interpretive pop soul, capable of stunning radio listeners and critics alike. She was a master of the three revelatory reinvention. Her first hit, "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face," was originally a folk ballad by Juan McCall. Peggy Seeger's 1957 recording of it at brisk, warbling take with an arpeggiated acoustic guitar, a classical example of a kind of carefree songbird tunes from the early rock revival. In Flack's hands, it is slow, stirring eroticism, with a controlled range of vocal dynamics that move from one whisper delicate to a kind of power that feels like a carnival memory. She did it again in 1973 with "Killing Me Softly" with this song, originally by Laura Lieberman, another folkie, which Flack transformed into a hypnotic meditation 2 decades later. Lauryn Hill and the Fijis shifted its shape again with their own remake. And also late Luther Vandross also gave his rendition of "Killing Me Softly" when he recorded it as well. With those tracks, Flack became the first artist to take Record of the Year at the Grammy Awards. Wow, that's interesting. 2 consecutive times. With the first time winning in 1973 and "Killing Me Softly," she won in 1974. Those are just two of Flack's most familiar recordings in a career that also included hit collaborations with singers like Donny Hathaway, Peabo Bryson, and later exploitations with Into Jazz Standards. So I'm going to talk about 11 of her essential tracks. Let's start with "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face," a 1969 recording. Though it would take nearly 3 years for this track from Flack's debut album to become a hit, a placement in Clint Eastwood's movie, Play Misty for Me, was the catalyst. It introduced all the elements of Flack's greatness as a vocalist and interpreter, turning a folk ballad by Juan McCall into a rich, amorous incantation. Flack controls her voice with delicate restraint, letting it swell from a near whisper to just enough of a cry to reveal a deep passion within it. It went number one, that song did, and became the top song of 1972. So compared to What Is Another Song, originally recorded in 1969, her first single, this was a protest song written by Gene McDaniels and earlier recorded by Les McCain, the jazz pianist who discovered Flack and brought her to Atlantic Records. Compared to What has a right on soul, jazz groove, and lyrics, like the president, he's got his war, folks don't know just what it's for, quote unquote. Flack's recitic vocal flights offered a sign of her potential. See, I'm talking about Roberta Flack because the mainstream media, they didn't really do her justice. They didn't really cover her the way they cover some of those other folk who don't deserve the type of coverage. But you let one of them pass away, and they'll be talking about it from now until whenever. We're here on Tyrone Bowman Live. This program is called FUBU, quote unquote, for us, by us. The majority of my audience look like me, who view in and listen to. For those of you who may be viewing in other countries from around the world, would you kindly subscribe to Tyrone Bowman Live? Because I'm asking you to subscribe because one day I may be talking about your country, talking about your lifestyle, and the things that happen in your community that are important to you. And here's another song Roberta Flack recorded in 1970, Let It Be Me. Another stunning example of Flack's interpretive power in her role in curating a new pop songbook in the 1970s. She paints this modern standard made famous with Lachrymose Sweetness by the Everly Brothers, with soft blue notes and an expertly calibrated range of vocal dynamics. 1971, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? I've heard that song many, many times. By the time Flack released her cover of this Shirelles classic in late 1971, Carole King, who wrote the song with Jerry Goffin, had already done her own slower down version on it, mega selling LP Tapestry, but Flack's performance is still striking. A haunting showcase for her voice as well as her delicate and entrancing piano arrangements. That's one of the main things Roberta Flack did so very well when she played the piano. You know, she played it so effortlessly. She played it with style, with class. Totally awesome. I was watching one of Roberta Flack's concerts not too long ago. I pulled it up on YouTube. There are so many concerts of Roberta Flack worth watching. Her Freedom Song of 1971, Flack performed at the Independent Day Festival in Ghana, along with Ike and Tina Turner, the Staple Singers, Wilson Pickett and Santana. Oh, those were the golden days when Black people worked together in the music industry. Her a cappella version of the spiritual "Oh Freedom" is a heart stopper, both a moaning prayer and a taste of rapture. The soundtrack has long since fallen into obscurity. It was never released on CD in the United States and is unavailable on streaming services. I wonder why. You ever wonder why about some things in life? I wonder how come a song is not available on streaming services. Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway recorded this song in 1972, Where Is the Love? Check it out. Donny Hathaway, a gifted and troubled singer and songwriter, was one of Flack's most important collaborators, writing early tracks and arranging the songs on her second album in 1972. They collaborated on a joint LP, Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway, that became a blueprint for 70s romantic soul. Where Is the Love? A number one R&B hit that remains in constant radio rotation is a perfect duet, a tale of romance lost that still feels like a bonbon, whatever that means. Killer Me Softly with the song in 1973, another surprisingly song choice that Flack fully remade into a giant signature hit. She encountered Laura Lieberman's original while on a plane. Wow. Then we worked the chord structure and added a soaring interlude, transforming the tune into a soulful odyssey. She tried it out at a concert with Quincy Jones, who told her, "Ro, don't sing that dang gone song no more until you record it," as Flack once recalled. The recording became her second #1 hit and got another boost when the Fugees remade the track in 1996. I like the Fugees' rendition of it. Feel Like Making Love, 1974. Flack produced her sixth studio album, herself under the name of Rubina Flack, with a smooth touch that comes through clearly on the sensuous title track. Her third #1 hit, the album was delayed by months of strained recording sessions and was a relative flop until its eventual release in early 1975. Roberta Flack recorded with Donny Hathaway, The Closer I Get to You, in 1977. Not written as a duet, this song nonetheless reunited Flack and Hathaway for another Goozy crossover hit, or Galsy crossover hit, which went #1 R&B and #2 on the Hot 100 before Hathaway's death in 1979. The two had begun recording another duet LP, which was released the following year as Roberta Flack featuring Donny Hathaway. Peabo Bryson and Roberta Flack did a song in 1973, Tonight I Celebrate My Love. Flack found a new partner for romantic duets in Peabo Bryson, whose smooth baritone was radio gold but struck many critics as a bit too squeaky clean, especially in his appearances on Disney soundtracks. Tonight I Celebrate My Love, written by Goffin and Michael Masters, was the lead single from the Bryson Flack film Born to Love and reached the top 20. You know, Peabo Bryson's still alive and he's still singing. He still has those awesome vocals. And Angel Eyes, Roberta recorded in 1994 on Roberta's an album of jazz and soul standards. Flack delivered this unorthodox but captivating take on Angel Eyes, a boozy tale of lost love that's long been associated with Ella Fitzgerald. The song drips with pungent blue notes, but Flack, singing over a jazz combo at a ponderous tempo, finds a way to lubricate in the melody, bending the lyrics enough to make any fan perk up. So there you have it. In 11 songs, the essential Roberta Flack. So I will be covering things like this from time to time. Never surrender, never quit.